Hi guys, it's Penny Krier here from Back to Eden. I'm just about to start making our double butter cream. This is our most popular lotion. It's a very thick, heavy lotion, and here in the upper states, in Wisconsin, we need a good thick cream. So I just want to show you what I start out with. And these are all the butters and oils that I'm going to use today. This is an organic coconut oil. It's extra virgin. This is organic shea butter. See how nice and rich that is? We've got organic cocoa butter, castor oil, wax. This is the emulsifying wax, so it's not just regular wax, it's e-wax we call it. And then this is stearic acid. Right here is organic sunflower oil. And those are all the oils and butters and waxes that go into this particular formula. Now over here I have what's going into the water phase, and I have the water boiling and ready to go. This, if you can see there's two layers here. This is glycerin and sodium lactate. I like to use both. It's really good for skin conditioning, softening, and it keeps the moisture in the skin. This is my secret ingredient, MSM. This works like a charm at keeping the skin soft and supple. And then we have a preservative. My preservative of choice today is Optifin MIT Ultra. And rosemary oleo resin extract. I'm going to add a little of this to my sunflower oil. I usually do about 6 drops. And that's going to help preserve our oils. Okay, so now I'm going to add all the water phase to the water right now because it's boiling. Of course, I sterilized all my equipment, but here I have this on the lowest setting here and it's boiling away, so I'm going to add our water phase ingredients. This is the MSM. Put that in there. Give it a good stir. MSM is a crystalline form of sulfur, and it dissolves rather rapidly in the water. It really doesn't have an odor or anything, so you don't have to worry about that. Now we're going to add the sodium lactate and the glycerin. And we're just going to pour that right in. With lotions, you want to have a pretty good steady measurement. You don't want to fudge it. So I try to get as much of that stuff out of there as I can, and I measure it down to the gram. I do not use ounces when I do lotions. I do grams. Now this is a heavy cream, so this actually goes in jars. There we go. Now you want to keep stirring it. You don't want anything to stick on the bottom or burn, but you do want to bring that back up to a boil because you want to make sure that if there's any bacteria or anything, it is dead. Okay, now I'm going to cover this back up. That's the right cover. And I'm going to let it come up to a boil. That's going to give a minute. And I'm going to start melting my oils and butters in another pan. So in this pan that I have here, I'm going to start with my butters and my oils. And I like to start out always with the coconuts, because that makes it nice and easy to get the oil out. You don't want to start out with your waxes or they can stick to the bottom. And I don't like to use a lot of heat with this. We're just getting this up to a certain temperature. So by all means start melting, but don't put it on high. Start with like a medium low maybe. And I'll do that, and I'll do the coconut, and then I'll do the butters. Once I've got the bottom of the pan coated, or excuse me, the waxes. And again, this is the stearic acid. That's a vegetable base. And this is the e-wax. Now there's all kinds of emulsifiers you can get. This is just a basic emulsifier that I buy from Soaper's Choice. I buy it bulk, but certainly you could use other emulsifiers if you think another one might work better for you. And then last but not least, we've got our butters. Now these are the star of the show here. This is that beautiful cocoa butter. Now this is a refined cocoa butter. I use refined butters, but I do use organic. You can find them. They're a little bit more expensive, but by all means, go ahead and look for organic if ever possible. I purchase organic. And in goes that beautiful refined organic shea butter. Now we're just going to let this melt, and we'll be back. Okay, so all our oil, or I should say our butters and our waxes are melted. Now I'm going to add the rosemary oleo resin and the sunflower. Do you see how that went solid right away? That was the stearic. So you want to make sure before you put these all together that everything is well melted. But I don't like to melt the stearic with the sunflower or the castor because I don't want to put that much heat on it. I add these at the end and then just stir them in well. Here's the castor oil. See again how it goes solid on you? That is the stearic. And you want again to get every little last bit because we are down to the gram here. So we don't want to waste any. Stir it in. And there we go. Now that my oils and my water have reached a good temperature, which is about 160, 170, I'm going to transfer my oils into my mixing pot. Now I always put my oils in first, and then I pour a little bit of my boiling or my hot water mix back into that oil pot, and then I add that to the oil in the mixing pot. And there it goes. Instantly we're going to get a nice white lotion-like substance. Now look, we don't have to clean this. It gets nice and clean that way. That's why we just add the rest of my water. Now remember, this water has glycerin, sodium lactate, and MSM in it also. And again, should be nice and clear and clean. Make sure there is no crystals or anything when you start this process. Now that we have this pot homogenized together, we're going to hit it with a stick blender. See how nice and white it is? It's still steaming hot. And we want to hold that heat. We're going to hold this heat for a good 20 minutes. And while I wait for my pot to go 20 minutes at 160, I have time to get ready and sterilize all my equipment that I'm going to use, or all my packaging. I've already sterilized my equipment. And I do that by spraying these until they're wet and then turning them upside down on a clean, sanitized cloth. I'm also using half-gallon jars for this because people go gonzo and they love it. So I'm making some of my clients very large ones. Okay, so now it's been a good 20 minutes at 160 degrees, and you can see that it's kind of trying to separate here. So now we're going to start whipping it up, and we're going to start cooling it down. Excuse me. So to cool it down, I simply put this pot into a bigger pot that's filled with really cold water. And I don't know if you can see that on the camera, that as I stick blend this, it brings up steam. And we really want to release that steam and start cooling this down. We don't want this heat on it now any more than we need it. So we're going to have little spurts of stick blending, releasing the steam, and then we'll come back, we'll do it again and again. And within a matter of maybe 10 minutes, this will start to turn into a luscious cream. Okay, so it's been about probably 20 minutes or so, and our temperature is right around 109. So I'm going to start whipping this. If you can see, it's starting to get thicker. Things are kind of floating on top a little bit, so we're going to whip this up. Now I don't know if you can see this, so I'm going to try and zoom in. Bear with me. There we go. But it's starting to get thick now. And it almost gets like gelatinous. But this is when the magic happens. So it's probably about 105 degrees. And now it's turning into a nice creamy lotion. This is the time when I add my preservative. I am using Optifin MIT Ultra as my preservative today, and it has everything you need, so it's an all-in-one without parabens or formaldehydes. So we're going to add that, get it all. For this entire batch, there's only 12 grams. So it's a very low need preservative. Okay, now if you notice, our bubbles have disappeared. And pretty much they're gone, and we're getting a nice thick lotion. So now is the time, once that preservative is totally blended in here, that I start to package. If you're going to scent it, you could scent it now too, because it's below the temperature where it would, you know, mess with your essential oils. But I don't scent my lotion, I just package it and then I custom scent it if people want it custom scented. I'm just going to give it one more good whip. Make sure those preservatives are blended in there well and evenly. And then we're going to start to bottle it up. Now make sure that anything that you use has been sterilized. And all this stuff was sterilized before I started. As you can see, it's a little messy, but this is a very thick lotion. It's actually cream. And this will not go into bottles easily, so I use jars. And if you have the proper preservative, you don't have to worry about contamination. But when you start out, you should get yourself a kit, or you should have your lotion tested, what they call challenge tested. So they make sure that nothing grows when people use it daily. I've had it done when this was first created years ago, and I've never had a problem since. You got to make sure that you have the proper preservative, otherwise you can have nasty, nasty things growing. And then I just bottle this up, and it's ready to go. Never cover or cap until it's cool. So make sure that it's like room temperature before you cap it off. Otherwise, it can create some steam that does not have preservative in it, and it could become a problem. Okay, thanks. Okay, so now my lotion is cooled down enough so I can start to cap it. But look how nice and rich that is. I just want to show you finished lotion. Creamy and rich. And that's it.